things are going great. I'm pretty okay. There are some times, where as a head of the company, there are things that happen which you have zero control on. You have to manage it.
Yeah.
You're accountable for it, and that's when I feel anxious. And I'm trying to learn to manage it better. There are days where, despite everything failing in the company, I am still calm. There are days where even a small failure, I become anxious. I think hopefully in a few months I'll get a good knack of it. I lived in the US for 12 years, and I was separated for the past 3 years in 2017. And I've been dating, and in US, I dated in the US for 3 years, and I've used all the dating apps, matchmaking apps for the West. And then I moved here around a year ago, and then my parents have used certain Indian apps, Indian marriage brokers, relatives. But I've seen the whole gamut of services that exist out there. And being someone who loves math, who loves to solve, who's kind of geek at heart, it felt like I'm watching a movie, badly made movie, where sometimes, have you ever felt where it feels like if I directed this, I would have done a lot better than the director? That's how I felt about all the apps and services. That why are these apps so shallow? Why are they so cumbersome? Why does the customer care call me every day to upgrade, though I don't see a value? How shallow is it to swipe a person just because she looks pretty or she looks dark? Uh, so it all felt, there is a need for uh, a company at scale. That's important because a lot of marriage consultants are very sharp and very pleasant and they do the right way. But their process is a bit slow. They cannot scale to say a million customers. And being tech savvy, I thought, why not? Why can't I do that and also scale? And that's when I started to think about this company. First of all, there's no search on the platform. So people can't just randomly search and find each other. So we only show matches that are 100% match. And plus there's some gray area. Here's what I mean. Some people, all of us have some requirements where you absolutely do not want to change it. Let's say you want a guy who is at least 5'9", but max 6 feet. And maybe we might show you till 6'1", but we don't go to 6'2" or so. Or maybe you are looking for only someone in your caste, then we will only show someone in your caste. But there could be some gray areas where all of us have preferences. Let's say I prefer someone who is in India, but I'm okay if they live in, say, Sweden. So in those cases, we call it the gray area where we are not 100% sure how they feel about it. So the must-have requirements will always be a complete match. Good to have requirements and a partial match. Note that this is for parents. But let's say the app is used more by the kids than the parent. And the kids are, say, progressive. Note that parents' preferences and kids' preferences are always different. Some might match. So if kid is using it, then we'll show kid-specific matches and also matches where both of them match. That means kid probably doesn't care about caste, but the parent might. But kid is, say, into hiking. And we find another guy in the city who loves to hike. And he has a lot of pictures. And every weekend he goes there. So we let these two people meet just for a hike. So it depends upon, who is, because right now, both will be using the app. Parent will be using it, kid will be using it. Both will get a different view. But so we consider ourselves as a family matching service. It's not just for kids or parents. We only support customers who can dare to be authentic. And the reason I use dare is it needs a lot of maturity and honesty to showcase the truth. And only those customers we want to serve. So to be more specific, we do verify salary through tax returns, your job designation that you claim to be, the company you work in, the home location you claim to be, the job location you claim to be. So far, these are the 5 things we are planning to support. In addition, once the profile creation is done, you will get a call from our customer agent just chit-chatting about what to expect next. So even there, we kind of will know more about you. And we will also know whether you're fake or real. So there are various gates. You really need to be extra like a hacker to really go through all the past gates and still get through if you don't have a good intent. I think the biggest problem the world faces, at least India faces today with marriage, is people have the wrong requirements and or even completely miss the right requirements to find a match where they can have a successful marriage. Here is an example. Most of us, let's say if the girl is dark and the guy is white, society thinks, at least who their families, at least the guy's family, whoever is white, apparently they're for some reason more higher. They don't want that girl. They think it's not a good marriage. Because for some reason, if you put a photo together, they should look good. But they never think about if they live together, they should be happy. That never comes to that's not on the top of their mind. So this is what I meant. People, note that personalities marry, statistics don't marry. I think till people realize that, you will have marriages that don't last for long, or marriages where they're unhealthy and they're living there just because parents set it up. It just happened haphazardly, and then we have to live together. I believe at least 60% marriages in India, people are living in a very unhealthy manner. They just don't want to be in it, probably because they have kids or whatever other reasons. They just want to stick and stay and suffer for the rest of their lifetime. That's why our company suggests to all customers, work a little bit extra with us initially and be happy for the next 70 years. Or use the services where you just want to rush, you don't want to think really hard, and then you end up marrying your son or daughter to someone they are not happy with.
We wouldn't get all the customers on board with our company if we think they're not matching the criteria. But wouldn't that be bias?
I think people are never wrong. It's just their character, their personality is. By that, what I mean is, we only want authentic people on the platform. Even someone who lives in a hut can be authentic. He can exactly tell where his situation is. He could say that, hey, I don't have any tax returns because this is not even an organized sector. Or he might say that, I don't have a lot of money to give for my daughter's wedding, but I want a good match for that. So that's the kind of authenticity we want. So if someone is lying, let's say their son works in a small company, but they say that he works in Microsoft and is unwilling to show. Do you think such a family will ever keep the other match's family happy, where they are lying on things? Relationships are based upon truth, and truth is like fire. It's not easy. We cannot handle that. Then we are doing a disservice to that match. Whom we show to this person. So hence we want to be exclusive to only people who can dare. So that's why I said dare to be authentic. You are even better than a soldier if you are agreeing what your weaknesses are. And you have a lot of guts, and you should, pat yourself before to do it. And note that a lot of people see into that authenticity. People think if they unless they show a good image, they'll only get bad matches. No, in fact, they'll get good matches if they show the truth. And that when other matches see it, they know that, okay, this family is trustworthy. And that's the rarest commodity even beyond diamonds in today's world. So I want to go ahead with this family. I think most people on average take 2 to 4 years to find a match. And in those years, they go through a lot of emotional pain because they end up starting to like some family. And then they end up, you end up rejecting them, or they end up rejecting you because you found some information that would have been given to you ahead. And each time there's emotional pain, heartbreak, and then people go into a zone where they don't want any marriage, they just want peace. I think ask anyone who's in their 30s, they will at least get 1 or 2 such stories about their friends that they've heard. where it was a painful process dealing with a match which they ended up reject later. My dad called some people, my dad,
Yeah.
and then one lady said, "How dare you call? How dare you call me? My daughter is so my daughter is unmarried, and your son is divorced. We don't want people who are cheap and low quality."
Oh my
So
God. These are the kind of problem actually people need to evolve from, and it's really kind of speechless. This is wrong, and I'm so sorry that you had to ever go through this.
it's okay. You have some water.